All right, I'm going to start this podcast with something that might sound a little bit insane, but if you set up auto SMS the right way, you will convert leads at an absurdly high rate. I don't think that this is legal rate because think about it. When somebody fills out a form on your website, they're raising their hand saying, "Hey, I'm in pain. I want to help. Please talk to me." And if you can text them in the next 60 seconds, you're not really marketing anymore. You're intercepting. You're catching demand while it's actually hot because somebody that is in pain and they're not just like filling out a form just to like see what you do. They want to move forward right now. And Hormozy talks about this all the time. The best businesses don't create demand, they capture it. And SMS is the ultimate demand capture tool. And that's why clinic owners hear this and they go, okay, great, Jeremy, this sounds good. So I should just automate text to every lead. And the answer is yes, kind of, but also be careful with how you do auto SMS. At Patch, we hesitated and honestly didn't do auto SMS for a really long time. Not because we didn't see the upside, but because text messaging it's super personal. It's not email. Email is like sending out a flyer to somebody, but texting is like tapping somebody on the shoulder. And standard CRM automation for auto SMS just always felt kind of, like the ones where inside of your CRM you can automate send this text 3 minutes after the form is filled out, and then send this text 24 hours after, and then send this text 3 days after. That works for email, but it doesn't work for text messaging. That's like taking dating advice from a robot, right? Of like, hello, Sarah, following up again, following up again. That doesn't feel like healthcare. It didn't feel like trust, and it didn't feel like what we were trying to do at Patch. So we waited until we found a better way that actually would convert with SMS and feel just more true to what you're trying to do with your physical therapy clinic. And the better way is conversational AI SMS. It's not time-based automation, it's conversation-based automation. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the 3 things you need to consider before you turn on your auto SMS in your clinic, because this is where marketing is going. And I think the clinics that get this right are going to win. And I think if you text messaging and auto SMS is a really, really good tool, but there's very specific ways that you have to do it. Again, this is why we just waited so long on this, and we didn't do it for a really long time, because just the standard time-based automation stuff, I think is great for email, but it's not good for SMS. The first point that I want to dive into is not the sexy one and how it's going to get you a bunch of new patients, but it matters. And I think physical therapists actually care about this stuff too. And it's the legalities around sending automated text messaging. There's a shocking number of rules around auto SMS. And I think most clinic owners don't have any idea. They just think, well, if somebody fills out a form, I can text them. And yeah, sure, you can. But the issue is where you're located, because in certain states, you can't send automated SMS on certain days or at certain times during certain holidays, and the penalties aren't small for this. It's not like, hey, stop doing that. It's, hey, here's a $10,000 fine. That was a huge red flag for us because standard, SMS automation is pretty dumb, to be honest with you. It doesn't know context, doesn't know timing, doesn't know the real world. I'll give you an example. Okay, one of the clinics was using our AI SMS tool. He had a lead fill out a form on Christmas Eve morning. Now, imagine you have the standard automation where it's text them when they fill out a form, so they got the text on Christmas Eve, and then text them 24 hours after the form submission. Congrats. You just text a stranger on Christmas Day. And that, depending on where you are, is potentially illegal. And even if it wasn't illegal, it's kind of insane. That's not patient care. That's not thoughtful. That's not human. And our AI SMS system recognized, oh, it's Christmas. Instead of texting on Christmas, it waited and it reached out the next day. And guess what? That lead booked an evaluation. So the first lesson is, if you're going to automate texting, the automation needs to understand the world, not just something that counts hours. Hopefully that makes sense. And the second point kind of goes along with this is, this is a big shift. The old way of automation is about timing, but the new way is about conversation. Traditional CRMs think automation means if X happens, wait X amount of time and send Y. It's pretty much a microwave, right? Just heat it up on a timer, but AI changes that game totally, because the best follow-up isn't based on time, it's based on behavior and interaction, and it's based on that lead. And here's what I mean. Let's say a lead fills out your form. form. The old automation says send text number 1, wait 1 day, send text number 2, wait 2 days, send text number 3. But what if they respond immediately to that? Like, so you send text number 1 and somebody responds. What if they say, hey, I have knee pain, but I'm not sure if PT can help? A time-based automation doesn't know what to do. It just keeps blasting, hey, checking in. That's not a conversation. That's harassment. And conversational AI does this differently. It qualifies, it responds intelligently, it adapts. So instead of just saying, hey, just following up again, it says, totally, knee pain is one of the most common things that we treat. Here's how we treat it. Can I ask you how long it's been going on? Now we're talking. That's building trust. Now we're moving towards booking. So if you're setting up Auto-SMS in 2026, you can't think like a standard CRM. You have to think like a human. Automation is about delays, it's about dialogue, and that's really the new standard. And clinics that keep using the old way will feel super robotic, and the clinics that use conversational automation, that's going to feel premium. It's going to make people feel one of one, which is true to the way that you guys are actually treating, right? Very, very important. Which leads me to point number 3 is that SMS is a trust channel, not a sales channel. Okay. And this is the one that most people miss. When somebody gives you their phone number, they're letting you into their pocket, right? That's super intimate. That's closer than email. That's closer than ads. So you have to earn it. And the mistake clinics make is treating SMS like a megaphone, bossing out, book now, spots available, reminder. No, you can't do it like that. The right way to use SMS is like this. We frame our AI Auto-SMS tool as an admin. It's a super helpful front desk admin. It's calm, it's clear, it's human, it asks questions. The goal isn't to pressure the lead. The goal is to reduce friction, to answer questions, to guide them, to make booking feel easy. And that's why we didn't ship just basic timed automations for SMS, because it didn't feel like a front desk. It felt like spam, to be totally honest with you. But when we built this AI SMS admin, they could actually talk. And that's when it clicked, because now clinics could follow up instantly, solving that speed to lead issue without sacrificing trust. And that's the holy grail. Speed and personal, automation and human, that's where this thing is going, and why I'm super excited about this AI SMS tool for all things. We're rolling it out in 3 different ways to begin with, where it's following up with all leads. So any new lead that comes through the website or that fills out a form on Google or Meta ads, they're following up there, doing an automation where new patients will get asked how their experience is. And if they are having a good experience, they'll get a Google review link, and they'll continue to follow up to make sure people are leaving Google reviews. And then the last one is for all lost patients as well. So hopefully this makes sense. Auto-SMS is one of the highest leverage tools in clinic marketing. But you have to be careful, because the old way, timed automation, it's not only outdated, it can be illegal and can damage trust, which is most importantly. New way is conversational, AI-driven, context-aware, a system that feels like a real admin, not a robot with a stopwatch. And this is where marketing is going, and honestly, the clinics that don't adopt this early are going to have an unfair advantage. So if you want to learn more about an SMS tool, or you want to be one of our founding member clinics, just email me directly, jeremy@thepatchsystem.com. Let me know that you either watch this YouTube video or you listen to the podcast. We're taking on a super small group right now, and I'd love to help you install this the right way. All right, talk to you guys soon.